all right. What's going on, Brody?
What's going on, bro?
Oh man, I'm doing great today. It's a phenomenal day. I'm super excited. I'm not gonna lie. I've been waiting to do something like this with you for a long time. If you didn't know, I've been working on this content for quite some. This is a concept that I've been working on since college. Like sophomore year of college, brainstorming it, developing it, and now it's actually coming into fruition. And I always imagine guys like you being here, man. This is the Mud Made Millions podcast where we're showing those people who feel stuck. They don't understand, where their next step is, or, how to get from where they are to where they want to be. We're showing them the raw, filtered, uncut truth about our journeys to where we are right now, because we're not at where we need to be.
Yeah.
And so we keep going. But first, start off, who are you, bro? Tell us who you are, where you come from, background, and then we'll get into where you're going and what you're doing today in the career.
Okay. All right, cool. So how much do you want to know?
No, tell me from the playground, PG County. I want to know. Yeah.
All right, the story. All right,
yes,
cool.
Sir.
So my name is Tariq Tennessee, brother. They call me Well Connected now, right? But I'm born and raised in Prince George's County. Grew up in Holy Cross Hospital in Silver Spring. Was born and raised in Largo, Maryland. Went to Lake Arbor Elementary School. That's where I really got my grassroots there, playing sports, football, basketball. Played football for Forestville Falcons. Won championship. Won championships. Built character there. Was a great environment for me because that's where I located father figures there. I learned discipline, and while everybody was playing around, I was the one that was locked in. I was the one that was focused. Always was a team captain in whatever I did. But in school, went to middle school at Ernest Everett Just. Got cut from the middle school basketball team, man. I don't know how. I was pretty decent. I didn't make the team. So that kind of discouraged me a little bit away from basketball and sports and things like that. But I always wanted to make money. So I started making money. I started learning sales. I started marketing shoes. I was always a shoe head. I had Jordans, man, from the cool gray 11s. So my brother stood in line, the Boulevard back then. The Boulevard was crazy. Man, I miss the Boulevard.
Dog, they used to have a chicken spot in the Boulevard. I forgot what it was
Sylvester's. Yo. Like what? Like the Boulevard was gas.
Boulevard was gas.
We need a new Boulevard.
Yes.
We need a new Boulevard.
We can build.
We need to build a new Boulevard. We need to build a new Boulevard.
Yes,
I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. Matter of fact, it got treacherous around there, man. People was getting knocked out left and right. But so I'm there, and that's where I developed. So I have an older brother.
Okay.
Name's Robert Turnipseed, and I get my style and just swag, I would say, from him.
Okay.
So he's standing in line. My brother's so funny, man.
Yeah.
He's standing in line for the Space Jam 11s, right? This is probably 2009.
Yeah.
He's standing in line. Now, mind you, they sell out fast.
They sell out quick.
So he's right there in line.
The front.
He's in the front, but he's not all the way in the front, right? He's like in the front, but not all the way in the front.
Yeah.
So he's there. He wears like a size 9 or 8.5.
Yeah.
They only have an 8. So he tries them more. They don't fit. But he makes them fit.
Take the soles out.
He ends up getting them, taking the soles out. And from there, I'm like, man, these people love shoes.
Yeah.
So I start loving them too. I got the cool gray 11s, the Concords, the Breads, the Carmine 6s, Cherries.
Carmine 6s. Oh my goodness. I got those too big. I got those too big.
Had to make it happen.
Shades.
By any means necessary. By any means. So I'm developing this love of fashion and just swag. So I'm coming in fly, but I also start going to sneaker cons.
Gotcha.
So I went to sneaker con. I believe this is 2010, 2011, and I'm 11 to 12 years old at the time, and I have all these shoes. Yeah. And mind you, I didn't buy the shoes. My mom bought the shoes, but I have the shoes. And my grandmother bought them. Yeah. But I have them, and I was trading, I was selling, and I made some money. Yeah. So me and my friend Darian Gripper, we both went in there to sneaker con. He made about $900. I made like $700.
Wow.
This is the most amount of money I ever had. Yeah. And I think the Xbox One just came out or something like that. Okay. So I bought my Xbox One, and I just liked the feeling of being able to buy the things that I wanted.
Yes, sir.
Because growing up, I grew up very middle class, where I was able to get stuff that I wanted and things like that. But as you got older, it's like, do I really want to keep depending on my parents to buy me things, or do I want to have money to buy the things that I like and be able to treat them? Exactly. So I had that mindset. So as I went into high school, I started working. There was like a SYEP program, this student youth enrichment program in Prince George's County. I hope that's still around as well, man. I hope all these programs that I'm mentioning is still around, because that really changed my life. You know, that's when I got into the working field. I started working at Largo High School during the summer. I worked at Target, and I worked at Pump It Up all at one time. So I had 3 jobs at one time. I had three jobs at one time, and I'm doing this. Why? Because I wanted to make money. I wanted to have. I wanted to save. I wanted to have a freedom. So I'm doing this, and I realized that I didn't want to work forever though. I did not want to work forever. My middle school teacher, the enrichment program lady that I was under, she taught me about investing. She said, Tariq, this is what I do for my kids. I just buy stock in the things that I use. I buy Johnson & Johnson. Why? Because I have kids. I buy Apple because we have iPhones. I buy Microsoft because we're doing these things. So I'm little did I know that was planting the seed for 10 years later. Right? So that's planting the seed, and I didn't start investing right away, but I was cognitive about it. So I'm being cognitive about it. I'm saving some money. I'm doing some things, but at the same time, I'm also living wild. Right? I'm living wild. I'm in middle school now. I'm in high school now. So I'm in 10th grade. I started smoking, drinking, just doing normal 16, 15 things that I should not be doing, but I'm doing it. So I'm getting kind of like off track, but I'm still focused enough to get the things done that I need to get done. Using finesse, right? Using finesse. Not really talent. Not going and buying a book. Always had a relationship with God, but I didn't, or I always believed in God, but I didn't have a strong relationship with God, I would say. But he's always been with me from day one. So I thank God so much, because without him, I wouldn't be here today. But I'm super grateful. But at the time, I'm just kind of living very of the world, right? I'm very worldly, and I'm just moving around. I'm worldly. I'm doing the things that you know, world kids do, you know. And I would highly encourage to get in the Word of God as young as possible, 100%. Because if I would have known what I know now about what that book actually means and what it represents, I would have eliminated a lot of the mistakes that I made. But you have to live and you learn. And that's what shaped me to be the man that I am today. So I'm doing that. I'll go to Flowers High School, the Mecca of Excellence. And it was a lot of success. It was one of the bigger schools in Prince George's County. So I'm learning, I'm meeting different people, I'm connected, I'm doing all these things. So I have a balance of like the street side and like just the normal person side. I was never really super book smart. Now I am, because I read books, but I wasn't at the time. You know, I didn't do homework. I didn't do reading logs. I just kind of passed off with pure finesse. And then I ended up going to college. You know, I went to Morgan State University. And one thing about college, if you do the same things that you did in high school, you will flunk out.
It's not happening.
It's not like Prince George's County public schools where they just going to pass you and like getting somebody a Chick-fil-A sandwich. Nah, the true story.
That's a story. That's a story for another day.
Yeah, true story. True story. You know who you are. You know who you are, man.
I understand though. That was another seed that was planted. Because what if you didn't pass?
Right.
What road? They say that a small rock, small pebble, can create a canyon. Why? Boom! It changed the trajectory of the water.
It did.
And now, friction, just years and years and years of a different path creates a big thing. So
no, 100%. I'm super grateful because if I would have stayed back, my ego, my esteem, everything just would have got shot. I'm not gonna lie, and I probably would have moved the same way. You know, the level of confidence that you have to move with to gain the level of success. So I ended up going to Morgan State University. Went to Morgan State. Study business and entrepreneurship. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to learn how to run a successful business. You know, that's
employees.
Yeah. I know. No one told me.
I got you.
No one told me. They just said the first day, they said, hey, what are you majoring in? And I said, okay, what do I like? I like business. So I should take business. Let me do it. So I'm learning business, but as I'm going to these classes, first of all, they don't have businesses. They've never ran businesses, and they're teaching me how to run a business for somebody else.
Exactly.
And I'm like, man, they're teaching me like management position or this and that. And it was okay, right? But it wasn't what I was looking for. I wanted more so hands-on experience. Hey, let me run a business. Let me do a business and like critique me and help me scale, right? So I ended up starting my business in college with a good friend of mine by the name of Eli. Elijah Pridgeon, rest in peace, Elijah Pridgeon. So we go in business together, and he has this creative idea, right? It's called anti-9 to 5. So it's streetwear, right? So it's streetwear, but not saying screw your 9 to 5. That's not what we're saying.
I don't believe in that.
What?
I don't believe in like screw the 9 to 5.
Right. Me either. Use your 9 to 5 to fund your goals and dreams. Right. That's what I believe in. Now I don't know what his intent was when he started it, right? But I know what I see, and I'm like, man, this is a good concept because everybody can adapt to it. Because if you work a 9 to 5, when you get off, you have to build your goals and dreams, whether it's like 6 to 10 or 7 to 11, right? You are building that for yourself because one day you probably want to walk away and build something for yourself. So that was my mindset. So I loved it. It was like streetwear, right? It was streetwear. Now, the streetwear, it was for a specific demographic, rappers, and that street crew, right? But that was a market. That was a very good market.
In that time, there was a lot of DMV rappers. Like the DMV rap scene was
hit.
It was, so definitely everybody wanted to have something that was theirs.
100%.
And if you had a brand that you could attach yourself to, that's strong. So he had the idea and the creativity. He had the vendors. He had everything. But I had the marketing side. I knew how to market. I knew how to promote. And I also had capital. So I was able to get a 50-50 split in the business just by having a couple $1,000s. So I invested. Can we pause on that?
Yeah.
All right. So that's a business concept that most people don't really necessarily understand.
Okay.
So because you had money, someone else had an idea, you were able to gain ownership in a business that was profitable. So a lot of people talk about passive income and things like that. I don't necessarily believe anything is true passive income. You always have to do some type of work. Now, whether you enjoy the work or not, that's up to you. You get to choose what you put your energy into. But can you explain what that kind of meant to say, hey, I have money, you have an idea, let's come together and partner?
Yeah, it was life changing, you know, and I thank you for even asking that deep question because for me it was just normal. I had some money, you had an idea, let's go in, right? It makes sense. But no, you are 100% right. I was never afraid to make an investment, especially in something that I believed in. You know, because I knew that I was willing to put in the work to back my investment. Now, I'm not just going to invest willy-nilly and say, hey, you go figure it out. If I have a vested interest, I know my work ethic, I know my capabilities, and I know my vision of where I can put it. But no, cash is king. Cash is king. You have to have capital. At the end of the day, you have to find a way to save money. You can't not have money around here. Why? Because if opportunities present itself, not even just worst case scenario. So many people, I believe, in poverty or survival mode, we think worst case scenario. Hey, worst case, if something happens, I have some money. What about best case? What if you get an opportunity? What if you get an opportunity and they say, hey, you need 5,000, you need 10,000. Do you have it to make a decision? Right? So I always wanted to be able to have liquid access to cash and resources. So what did that mean? I mean, I had to work a little harder so I could save more money. I mean, I had to cut out certain things so I could save more money. Maybe I skipped a weekend. Maybe I skipped going out and having a good time or going on these dates. Maybe I skipped those things so I could save more money. But that money allowed for me to enter entrepreneurship and change my life forever.
Okay. So perfect, man. That's my first question. There was a point in your life where you're trading sneakers, you're making money. That's business, entrepreneurship, that's commerce. Right? But now you're in college, you're a different, person. You're a different person. And now you're reintroduced into business and you're making sacrifices for your business. What is entrepreneurship to you at that point? How's it evolved as you evolved?
It evolved immensely, right? So I've started my first business. I've never read a business book. I didn't read any entrepreneurship. I didn't read about money. It was just pure hustle and ambition and vision and grit and work ethic and ideas, right? It was very creative, which is still the case, right? But now, not only are we creative, but we're creative and leveraging systems, right? Systems, processes. That way we can build scalability. Because for us, I could have taught what I know now is that you want a playbook, you want a manual, you want, every time we buy something, there's a list of instructions for you to read over to say, hey, now what do most people do? We ignore the instructions.
They don't look at the instructions.
We ignore the instructions.
They look at the picture.
They look at the picture, or we go on YouTube, try to, okay, cool, who's done it already? Right? We look at, hey, who's done it already and what did they do? Or we can read it, right? So what I know now is to create a playbook or a system or follow a system. That way things can be duplicatable. As I was going through different communities and I would introduce myself to different business owners, one of their biggest problems was scalability because it was just them a lot of the time, right? And you read the book, The E-Myth. They were technicians, right? They are good technicians and they learn how to do something and they're very good at it. So they have this bright idea to start a business. But without the business side of things, without the systems, without the processes, without the scalability, you do not have a business. You are just working for yourself essentially, right? So what I know now is scalability. What I know now is getting other people involved. There's no big business. Apple, Tesla. Tesla has thousands of employees.
Oh man, I think I saw something that said in the early stages of Tesla, Elon Musk interviewed every person personally. Why? Because he's looking for the most talented individuals to put. He was looking for certain pieces of the puzzle that he wanted to put together.
100%.
If someone that is the caliber of Elon Musk is willing to sit down and recruit so that he can find the highest amount of talent possible to bring it to his organization, what type of egos do we have to not go out there and do the same thing for ourselves?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand that is what it takes in order to build something successful, right? You have to get others involved and you need the right people involved and you have to have a vision, right? You have to have a vision. So you're casting this vision, but you also have the systems and processes to back the vision. And then you get the right people involved. So that's how I feel about business now. I was thinking very small at the time. I thought big, but I was really thinking small. Now I'm thinking in the digits of 9 figures, 10 figures, $1 billion businesses. Hey, how can we scale? What does those look like? Right? How do I get equity? And maybe if I don't build it, how do I get equity inside of $1 billion companies? That way they are scaling and I'm scaling my wealth as well. So I know that because I've had conversations with dozens, hundreds of millionaires, I would say, about them. At the time when I was 19, I've never met a millionaire, right? I didn't start meeting millionaires till really like the age of 20, 21. I met my first millionaire. Fast forward today, I've met dozens and many millionaires. So just learning from those individuals and then taking what they teach me.
Yeah, bro. So we are put in a lot of rooms with people who, like you said, they're doing 7, 8, 9, some even 10, 11 figure businesses. They're ahead of them. Right. And one thing that shifted my paradigm was hearing the way that they talk about money. And I learned that the top 1% of income earners, they don't work for salaries. Like a 401k, they're not worried about a 401k. Roth IRAs, like they're not worried about that. They work hard for equity. You said it. They want equity in ownership. And so can we talk about that mindset? What was the thing that shifted your mindset to say, I want to work hard to earn money, to I want to work hard to own and earn equity in a corporation or build a corporation?
Great question. So two different things, two different instances. The first one, I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I believe that that's like entrepreneurship 101. And he talks about, investing. He didn't invest in like stocks, but he owned stocks that was on the stock market. Right? He didn't invest in them, but he invested in gold. He invested in real estate. So that opened my mind to ownership. And I said, man, how many assets do I own? What's my net worth? worth. A net worth is the amount of assets minus your liabilities.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think, okay, what assets do I have?
What do I have?
What do I have,
Yeah.
right? I'm this person, I'm this human, but I'm an asset, but what other assets do I have that's working hard for me as well? So that was the first thing. But then also, me and Patrick David sold me the dream.
Okay.
You know, he literally started a company in 2009, and 13 years later, he sweat equity, time equity pouring in. 13 years later, he sells it for over $300 million.
That's strong.
So I'm like, man, because at first, you know, when they say the ESBI, right?
Yeah.
So I always wanted to skip and be the I, right? And just be an investor. Never really wanted to build a big business, honestly. I just wanted to make money and invest in certain things, and that's how I built my wealth. But when I met Patrick and I started learning about who he was and getting close proximity to the individuals around him, I said, no, the key is building a big business. Build a big business and then use that capital to invest, and you get ahead of everybody. Exactly. So seeing that proximity, my mentor is very close to Patrick David, right? Both of my mentors are very close to Patrick David. So being able to learn from them and then learn from him, I said, okay, what is a big business? 500 plus employees.
Okay.
So that was my mindset. Yeah. Okay, cool. How do I get to 500 plus employees? Now we're in a business to where we have employees technically, but I don't pay them out of my pocket. No, they're 1099. And I get a bonus or a structure where I make a percentage of what they produce. Right? So all I have to do is go recruit, and I need to train and I need to develop over 500 people. So that was my mindset. That's still my mindset. 500. I need 500 people. Now, of course, the goal is even more. But 500
like
means that
train, like in the trenches, like going at it every day, whether you tell them to do it or not. 100%. Obviously, you'll have that 80-20 principle. So that 500 is your 20%.
100%.
Which is if 500 is your 20%,
and if you do that, business. You have a big business.
You have a big business.
You're making millions of dollars, and then as cash flow is coming in so quickly, you have to invest. So I'm gonna invest in people, and a lot of successful people, they don't take money off the top right away.
No.
They don't take money off the top. They invest back to build a supercharged machine into their people. The number one investment people make is in people. Not necessarily stocks or crypto. No, they say, hey, I believe that the human spirit, the human drive of work ethic, of fighting for their own goals and dreams will give me a bigger return than 8% a year, than 10% a year. So in the phase of business that I am, I'm still doing that as well, but I am investing money back into my business to pour into the next leaders and the next giants that can help my vision come true.
That makes me think about my next question. I know what my answer is. I'm interested to learn what your answer is, but what is wealth? What does wealth mean to you?
Yeah, so wealth is time freedom.
Okay.
Wealth is being able to do the things for your family and for your family's intermediate and legacies for generations, right? So not just me. I'll be good being rich. I'm good, right? If I'm rich, making $1 million a year, I'm good. I mean, I'm $80K a month. That's pretty solid.
Pretty good,
But I need wealth in order to take care of my family. I need wealth. It's a mindset. It's a time thing. When I wake up, I'm focused on my purpose, not about money, because I'm wealthy. So it's a money thing, but it's also a time thing, right? And it's a knowledge thing. We have to have a set of knowledge and principles. What are our principles? That's wealth. If I pass down principles to my kids to say, hey, this is the system, this is the process for you to make a lot of money, that's wealth in a form.
Got you.
So we have to make sure that we are documenting certain things, our mindset. What we're doing here today is super important, because this is going to go out in the public and can be watched for hundreds of years. You know, so that's wealth. This is a form of wealth here. This is the wealth of knowledge. So you have different aspects of wealth. You have a wealth of time, which is, I would say, is abundance. It's abundance. It's making sure that you have more than just enough. That's what wealth is. So many people, we have just enough. Just enough to do this. Just enough to do that.
That's all that they want. I talk to so many people, I have so many conversations, and I'm like, hey, what do you want in life? Just enough to be comfortable.
Just enough.
Like, then I would ask them, I would challenge them, if you have just enough to be comfortable, can you ever pour into someone else? Because if you have just enough, if you pour any out,
you don't have it.
You don't have
enough.
You don't have enough.
Yeah,
For you.
I never wanted to be that.
Yeah.
I always wanted to have overflow. Overflow.
Yeah.
Give me overflow, please, God, because please, God, give me overflow, because what I'll do with overflow, I'm gonna flow it back to your people. I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm good. My family's good. I'm gonna have all the assets, the real estate, the businesses, the truck, the insurance. I have all of that.
Yeah.
Give me overflow. I'll pour it into people. I'll put on events. I'll put in buildings, workshops to provide the resources for your people to build that abundance. God created us to have dominion over the earth. We won't have dominion with just enough.
So that last piece right there, that's my definition of wealth. It's the ability to create value for someone other than yourself. Whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. Like, bro, we went to the gym today. Like, physically, that was physical wealth. Being able to create value for each other, throwing the med ball to each other, having enough energy. You had enough strength to be able to toss the med ball to me and help me to get stronger. That's wealth.
It's wealth,
right? And I believe that there's levels to wealth creation, and I'm gonna give you the definitions of what I believe. And then I want to know where you are and what's next.
Okay.
So I believe that the lowest level, the first level of wealth, is the implementation, labor. If you're the one that's trading that time for money, right? When we're talking about ESBI, E is the implementers.
Gotcha.
Right? Those are the people that are using physical labor. They're using their muscles to go out and make money.
Okay.
That's level one.
All right.
Level two is unification. Management, right? So if I'm able to bring together the people who are implementing, doing the things, using their muscles to go out there and make money, I can make a little bit more money than them because I'm showing them how to get the job done. We're actually going out and accomplishing the mission.
Right.
The next level is communication, where now my words are able to influence the managers, and I can give directions. It can shape their habits, it can shape their actions, their lifestyles, and things of that nature. And now I can direct people and create things vocally. I'll probably never get tired of talking.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
it's a lot easier than doing things.
Yeah.
The highest level is imagination. The person that comes up with the idea. You talked about Patrick Bet-David in 2009 building a company. And 13 years later, selling it for over $300 million. Right. It was imagination. He had an idea. He saw a flaw in a system. Nobody accepted it, so he said, I'll do it myself.
Right.
And because of that, it created a lot of wealth for him. So what, are you implementation? Are you unification? Are you communication? Are you imagination? Where are you at and where are you going?
Yeah, I would say right now I'm between 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. I'm grinding. Yeah, I'm grinding. I'm in the field every day. I'm serving clients every day, right? I'm working. But I'm also unifying others to be able to duplicate my work ethic. Okay. Right? So I'm unifying them. I had a meeting last night and I'm using number 3, right? The communication. I'm casting this vision. But it's unified. I got 20 people in this room and I'm unifying them and I'm communicating and it's touching their souls to the point where I'm getting messages right after and I get calls this morning and they're like, hey, because they're at the level where they are number 1. Yeah. Right? So I'm showing them, hey, I'm level 1 too. Yeah. I'm in the field as well, but I'm also number 2. I'm unifying y'all. Yeah. And I'm also number 3. I'm showing y'all where to go. So I would say I'm between the 1, 2, and 3 because I have to set that example first. Yeah. I don't have a business where I could just kind of sit back and I don't have that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And so nobody should ever not be doing anything. Right. So you should always be flowing through things. Yeah. But it's how much of your time are you investing into each
I love
level?
3. I love 3. Right now I'm 3.
Okay.
Right now, like my mindset is I am looking to use my words to influence people.
Yeah.
Whether I'm in person with them, whether I'm on a phone with them, wherever I'm at, I am trying to articulate myself to cast the vision to help my people that's unified go out there and get the work.
Yeah.
Right now, I am looking to get to the imagination, using my creativity. So we always say that there's 4 levels, right? You have survival mode. Right? This is, you got to pay your bills, you behind on certain things, you got to stack your money. Then you have status, right? Status, hey, you're leveling up in life. You're buying what you want. You're buying what you want. You're eating what you want. You're going where you want. Then you have freedom. Freedom is no one can tell you nothing, right? You have enough, they call it FU money. Right? FU money, that's freedom in a sense, right? But then you have purpose, right? Purpose is that number 4. That is the pinnacle. That is ultimately where I want to be at. But I'm in the phase where I'm transitioning from survival to status, right? Status, I want 250,000 in the bank. You know, I want to be on track to having millions of dollars in assets, running a multi-million-dollar business. Right now, we're cracking 6 figures in business, but the goal is $250,000 by summertime. You know, so that'll get me in that status where I can start to use my imagination a little bit more, right? So sometimes, especially when we're working for others. Now, the beautiful thing about us, we work for ourselves, so we can have the capability of imagining, because we know when we imagine, it's building equity for us, because we have ownership in what it is that we're imagining. A lot of people turn their imagination down because it does nothing for them. If I imagine, if I'm working Amazon Web Services and I imagine something, all I'm doing is I'm imagining to help Jeff Bezos, right? I'm not imagining anything for myself. So in this business, you can use that imagination, but you have to get out of that first couple of phases so it can allow for you to think clearer. Right, so that's where I'm striving for, to be able to clear, and I'm thinking about certain things, whether it's contests, it's initiatives, it's retreats, it's problems that I can solve. Right, so I am imagining. I'm imagining, hey, what does a better Prince George's County look like? As we having this conversation about the boulevard, I'm like, okay,
how much does it take? How much do we need to make to go out there? Boom. How much influence do we need to get the right players in position to say, hey, I like that idea and I want to invest into
100%.
it? Because we don't have to go out and necessarily make the money ourselves.
Right.
We can go out there and
communicate and unify.
Yes, sir. Okay. Back. So right now, we're reading a book, right? The Inner Game of Tennis.
Yes.
And it's a quote in the book that says, basically, doctors are better at preventative care than they are at curing a disease. And they said that, like, older Chinese people, they go to the doctor often when they're healthy. And that's why they live longer. Wow. Oftentimes, people only go to the doctor when something's wrong. So I want to know about mentorship.
Yes.
In your life. What role has it played? How has it shaped you? And how do you use that mentorship?
Oh, it changed my life forever. I would say growing up, I was always seeking a mentor. I remember having conversations with my mom, and I was like, hey, I think I need a mentor. She would genuinely try to find me a mentor. Now, people that she was finding was friends from, Northwest DC.
And she did her best.
She did her best, man. I love my mom so much, man.
Shout out to moms, man. Shout out to moms.
That's why, man, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that she lived the goals and the dreams and the lifestyle that she wants. Because she genuinely did try. She genuinely tried. It wasn't what I needed, though. Right? It wasn't the best example, right? So a mentor is an example. It's an example. Sometimes we just need an example. We have this imagination and we have this mindset and we have this vision, but it's blurry because right now we're just working towards it, but we don't know what that end goal looks like until you find a mentor who's already done it. So for me, I wanted to travel the world, right? I wanted to make money. I wanted to do these things. So my first mentor that I got, he did those things. He made millions of dollars. He traveled the world. He was just far. He was in California. I was in Maryland. So I wasn't able to see him close up in person until I went out there. But that was only one time.
Yeah.
So I still had a void in my life where it was like, I can call you on FaceTime, but I can't see your day-to-day habits.
Yeah.
I can't see how you're treating your family.
Yeah.
I can't. So he was a mentor of a knowledge around money that I wanted, right?
Yeah.
But not necessarily all around picture. It wasn't until in 2023, 4 years later, at 23 years old, where I met Chris and Messina Hart.
Wow.
I met them and I seen, okay, they're making money, they're traveling the world, they love God, they are family, married, he takes care of his fitness, he treats his team right. This is a mentor. He is doing everything for the most part, right? Or close, maybe not at the pinnacle level yet, but he is on track and he's way farther than where I am right now, and he can show me how to get there. Now, the beautiful thing about mentorship is make sure that your mentors is still in the game. Your mentors can be done.
They can be.
They can be done, right? Now, some can. Maybe they're at king status. They are, 60, 70, and they accomplish their pinnacle. But I wanted a mentor who I can see on a day-to-day basis, them going out there, them working, them achieving more. And that's exactly what I've seen in Chris Hart. He's been elevating and growing since the day that I met him. So what that allowed for me to do is duplicate certain habits, right? Hear stories, avoid pitfalls, right? All of these different things is what mentor allowed for me to do, which shortened my learning curve, which allowed for me to gain a level of success in business and in life and in my faith and family wise that I would have had to make my own mistakes. So I believe there's two ways of making of learning, right? Either you make mistakes and you learn from those mistakes, or you learn from other people's mistakes.
Got you. So do you go with the preventative care method, or are you more of an emergency surgery guy with mentorship?
I'm always around mentorship. I make sure that I get
always
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm always doing that. I'm playing offense. I'm not waiting until things go wrong. Matter of fact, I don't even want things to go wrong, honestly. I don't want things to go wrong, so I am always playing offense and asking questions. Anytime I'm around my mentors, I'm asking a question. There's never a time where I'm there and I'm just like there. I'm going to, because I have things on my mind. We all have problems. We all have issues. But before they become a big problem, before they become a big issue, address it right away. So I'm preventative all day.
For sure.
100%.
Okay, let's talk about energy, bro. I admire your energy, the way that you bring everything that you got to the table. All your cards is always, I'm going on me, right? Betting on myself. It's me versus you, whatever is happening, I'm going on me, right? A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people, number one, they can't stay enthusiastic through the highs and the lows. How do you stay level when that business is fluctuating?
That's a great question, brother. I don't get too highs on the highs, and I don't get too lows on the lows. When we just hit a milestone in business, and I'm like, all right, cool, it's good. Like, trust me, I'm very grateful. But for me, that's not the pinnacle. I have an idea of the goal in mind, right, which is my ultimate pinnacle. But I'm not low. The month prior wasn't the best month for me, but I wasn't low. No. You didn't see it. I didn't wear it.
You just talked about how, never get too high on the highs, never get too lows on the lows, but you do got to celebrate, bro.
I am. I'm going to Bahamas next week.
That's amazing. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic for that,
too,
bro.
Man.
I'm happy. It's funny because we met about 2 years ago. And I was actually at one of the spots where we had one of our first real conversations. It was at Remittance.
I remember that.
In the streets.
Yeah.
Do you know that the conversations that we were having in that parking lot are coming to reality today? Like, you're at your highest income month. It's not stopping. It's not slowing down. I had my highest income month last month. Okay. And this month, it's nice. And I had a conversation with a guy who knows you very well. And he said, tell Reed, I'm coming back. I'm coming. He said, it's time.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Marco.
Sure.
You don't know Marco? Marco says he's your brother, man.
Marco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Light-skinned Marco.
Okay.
He's got a guy brother, and dude that works at Friday.
Got you, Marco. Okay, Marco. Yeah.
Marco.
You seen him last night?
I seen him on Tuesday night.
Okay.
Same place that we had the conversation.
Right.
And Marco was there
that night
when we were. I said, Marco.
What you tell Marco?
2 years ago, I didn't even realize who he was when we were talking, but then he said, "You know Reek?" I said, "Yeah," and then we started talking. I'm like, Marco, I met you before. I met you 2 years ago in this parking lot right here, when me and Tariq were talking about 5-figure months. How it's supposed to be normal for us to be making $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 in a month, and why that's where we were going next. How has your life changed? How has your life changed? You sat on the sideline and you watched Tariq grow and attract and pour into other people. Why not you? Why not you? Money is a high energy result. It will never flow through a low energy source. So tell me, man, what do you do to make sure that you have energy control, emotional intelligence?
Most definitely, man.
What do you do?
So first thing, I give glory to God.
Okay.
And I'm grateful. I have an attitude of gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm grateful because I know where I can be. I know I can easily be where such and such is right now.
Yeah.
Right? That was the crowd where I was hanging with. And I kind of made that decision to say, that's not where I want to go long term. I'm working out constantly, right? I'm eating clean. That's big. I don't eat a lot of snacks. I mean, I eat snacks sometimes, but very to a minimal. I eat 1 through 2 times a day. I don't eat 3 times a day because when I eat, especially heavier meals, I try to eat my heavier meals later in the evening because I kind of get, a little lethargic. So I try to make sure that I have control over that, or if I know that, and I take care of myself too, right? Like I said, I eat clean. I get massages. And I mean, I feel like that I am in my purpose. That fuels me with energy. I have a desire. I have a burning desire to accomplish a goal. So every day that I wake up, it hits me. And it's like, all right, what am I doing today? Let me go do something. Now, some days, I may want to stay in my bed a little longer. And I may do that. But I know that, for the most part, I'm not going to let those days outweigh the days that I wake up early. Like this morning, I had BOM last night. Me and after the meeting. I got home at 12, 1 o'clock.
I texted you.
You texted me. I'm not going to lie, I forgot.
I knew you.
If you didn't text me, I would have probably seen and went back to sleep. But I'm so grateful for people like you because that text, when I got my car, I said, I'm up. I'm lit. You know, it's the comfort of the bed sometimes, right? We just gotta wake up and get up. It's that comfort, right? It's the comfort, and it's nice. It's cold, man. It's good. But when I got my car, I said, this feels good. This feels good. I'm about to be on my way to go do something. I'm about to be on my way to go improve and go get better. That fuels me up, so I'm always on a mission, right? And the mission can't stop. But I'm taking care of myself along the way because I know that I have to be able to operate at a high level for a long time, right? And I'm not doing anything to where like I'm burnt, like I'm super exhausted. No, I watched the Nipsey Hussle interview one time, and he said, man, we prayed. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed, but we prayed for a booked calendar. We prayed to be getting booked and to have our schedule being built. So what is our mindset around overwhelm? Because I prayed for this. I prayed to have my phone get called and for me to be an important person. I remember back in the day, my phone didn't be ring. People didn't call my phone. And people around, they got their phones called. I'm like, my man always on the phone. And then fast forward today, am I going to complain about being booked? I'm booked.
Exactly.
But this is what I wanted. This is what I wished for. So being able to handle that, and that's where the emotional intelligence come in and saying, okay, cool, how do I treat this? Do I treat this as it's a bad thing or a good thing? This is a great thing. This is phenomenal. I'd rather be useful than useless.
Yeah, they say we want to graduate our problems, right? Yeah, I want to deal with bigger problems because as entrepreneurs, we get compensated based on the size of the amount of problems that we solve.
Right.
And so if I have no problems, it probably means I'm the problem. Nobody's calling my phone.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Not
causing.
useful.
Not useful. That's a good book. Be useful.
Yeah,
Honestly, that's a good book.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, man, we're gonna wrap it up today, man. We're gonna have you back.
Let's go. I want to come back.
You're coming back.
Yeah, this is good,
it's
man.
It's not even why.
I seen this on Instagram. I said, man, wherever he's at. Do-rag on, man. I said, he's comfortable. Like, what setup does he have? I'm thinking this is in your house.
No.
And I'm like, man, this man has a nice setup.
Yeah.
He's pouring in. He's sharing his mind. That's communication.
Yeah.
That's mentorship. That's pouring in. That's adding value. That's solving problems. Just with the way that you think. People need to think that way. People think in negative things. You think optimistically, right? You think, hey, how do I solve this problem? And you're documenting that for futures and futures. You're building a catalog. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for having me on. For sure.
Nah, man. That's what we built this platform for. Man.
Yeah.
The Mud Made Millions podcast. It's for people that feel like they're stuck in the mud. The mud is not necessarily the trenches. It's not the trap. It's not the hood. It's not the ghetto. It's a psychological state of mind.
Sheesh.
Poverty is the mud.
Wow.
Lack, scarcity, victim mindset, that's the mud. So let's talk about, man, we're in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. PG County is the most affluent African American community in the entire United States of America. There's a lot of successful Black people in our community where we come from, but there's also a lot of people who are struggling.
Yeah, in the mud.
They're in the mud right now. So you, as someone who's making it out, you're not where you want to go. You might still have one foot in. Who knows? You're making it out.
Out the mud.
If I'm 20, if I'm 30, if I'm 40, I could even be 50.
Yeah.
But I still have it inside me to want to go and do more and attain more for myself, for my last name.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like entrepreneurship is only for those guys who are like LeBron James and Steph Curry or whatever they do in their field or whatever. I don't have the degree. I don't have the fancy background. I didn't read all the books yet.
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
For sure. I don't have a degree, don't have a fancy background, and I started. I still started. You have to start, and you have to change your mindset from, hey, this is why I can't to this is why I can. You can. All you have to do is look it up. We're in the information age where there's no excuses of people not knowing certain things, because if you have something in your mind, just look it up. Look it up on ChatGPT. Look it up on Google. Look it up on whatever platform you use. All you have to do is go and look it up. So there's no excuse. So that's still the mindset of being in the mud. You have to first break your mindset from the mud. Maybe you're physically in the mud, but your mindset can't be in the mud. My mindset wasn't in the mud when I was in the mud. And the mud is like quicksand. It's hard for you to get out. It's hard. It's hard. The best way to get out is by getting around people who is out the mud. Get around people that can help pull you out of the quicksand. You're in the quicksand and you try to get up on your own, which is making you sink deeper, because now you're getting discouraged. Now it's not working right away. You're not hearing the stories of the most successful people that can pull you out. So the first thing what I did was I started to put myself in an environment. So I was watching YouTube. Earn Your Leisure, all these like the credit people. Anytime they would come remotely close to where I was at, I drove to New York. I drove to New Jersey. I flew to Georgia, right, to go to different seminars. And then I got an ecosystem. And then when they came to DMV, I made sure I was there. These are free events. Free events. So I'm going, or $25 events. So I'm going to these different events. So I'm getting out of the mud mentally. They're helping me get out of the mud. And then when I got in this environment that I'm in today, there's people out of the mud. So I'm like, hey guys, help me get out of the mud. But my mindset was already open to getting out of the mud or being out of the mud. So they're going to help you physically get out of the mud with resources, with money, with all these things from getting out of that survival mode. So the first thing, before you get your money right, you got to get your mind right. You got to get your mind right. But start. The reason I started reading books was because my good friend gave me a book.
Wow.
I told him, I said, I had this idea. I said, hey, man, all the millionaires that I'm watching on YouTube, they read books. They got a library in the back. They got a library in the back. And I'm like, man, these are a lot of books. And I never read any. So they have an edge over me.
Yeah.
They have an edge. So I'm like, I need to get an edge.
Yeah.
So my friend, he said, well, my brother-in-law gave me a book. You can read it.
Yeah.
I read that. Mind you, we 20 years old. Never read books.
Never.
He gave it to me. 2 weeks later, I hadn't opened it.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you done with the book yet? I need the book back because I want to start reading it.
Yeah.
I said, but maybe I need to read it. So I opened it, that peer pressure.
Yeah.
It was positive peer pressure.
Yeah.
What positive peer pressure do you have in your life? You have to get around people that puts positive peer pressure on you to help you get out of the mud. Yeah. So as a whole, in the DMV, in the world, in Prince George's County, we have to get out of the mindset of being in the mud. And we have to get around people who is casting a vision of optimism, not pessimism.
Okay.
Right? So that's what I would say.
That's a bet. Hey, Tariq, I appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
How
you.
How can people get in contact with you? How can people get around you that you can elevate them and help them to get out the mud and so they can get
So no matter where you're at globally, we have something called social media. So I'm on Instagram at ReekWC. That's at RIKWC _. I'm on Facebook at Tariq Turnipseed, TARIK. Last name Turnipseed, TURNIPSEED. I'm on YouTube. Just look me up, Tariq Turnipseed. You can catch me at the headquarters, 3901 Carrollton Boulevard. Just let them know Tariq Turnipseed invited you out. Come get the drip. Come get out of the mud by people that made it out of the quicksand. We're there. As well as I could find me at an event near you. Right? An event near you in the streets near you. Let's get to it.
Got you. If this conversation challenged your thinking, if it expanded the way that you see the world, make sure you share this with someone who can potentially be benefited from this. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe.
Let's go.